What do you think of when you think of a British national? What do you think of when you hear of someone from Italy, France, Germany? Well, a British national you would think would be a white person, right? In a normal world, the way it used to be. Not anymore. Not anymore. And it's always the common denominators causing the problems. This British national, right here, this fucking invader, who no longer lives in the UK, lives right here in good old Georgia, USA. To be exact, this bitch right here, this mongrel, so-called British national, it's not, to me, it's still not normal seeing a groid as a British national. I want to see white Brits. That's all I want to see when I go there. I want to see groids. I don't want to see chinks. I don't want to see anybody else but Brits. If I go to Italy, I want to see all Italians. Maybe an occasional tourist or two. All right. Same thing with any other country, except for certain countries like the United States. We're the so-called melting pot, so it stands to reason we have people from all over the world here. But by and large, you go to Norway or Sweden, I want to see Norwegians in Norway. I want to see Swedes in Sweden. Namely, I'd like to see Smilla Sundell. She's a beast. If you don't know who Smilla Sundell is, check her out, man. She's a fighter. Muay Thai, MMA. She's only like 21. I discovered her on YouTube a couple years ago, and I started watching her when she first broke out on the scene. Well, big time when she was 17. I couldn't believe the way she's fighting. It was unbelievable. But that's what I want to see when I go to these countries. I want to see Finns in Finland. I want to see Welsh in. I want to see the Welsh in Wales. I want to see forget it. Whatever country you have in Europe, that's the respective people I want to see there. I don't want to see invaders. But this is what we got. And these invaders from other countries like England, well, they come here to the United States and they cause mayhem, just like they're causing over there in Europe. Here we are, another day, another innocent, slaughtered American by a violent criminal who never should have been here to begin with. Not only should he not have been here in the United States, Estados Unidos, these bitches don't belong in Europe. They belong back where they came from or under a prison. Because they're fucking criminals. But here we are. This supposedly is a UK born. This bitch right here supposedly was born in UK. Okay? That's the story. So he's a British national with a rap sheet longer than most Americans' patience. It's amazing, but yet still free to roam and cause mayhem, huh? Right? I ain't going to attempt to pronounce his name, but I'm going to attempt to pronounce it. Ola Olu Kitan Adan Abel. That's an African name to the core. 26 years old, was nationalized, was naturalized here in the United States. So supposedly was born in England. I'm sure from invader parents. You know, Anchor Baby was born in England. 26 years old, came to the United States, got naturalized, and is killing people. All right, in Dekalb County. He went on a random murder spree in Dekalb County. That's not far from where I'm at. That's an hour north, but I'm just saying. It's not far. He went on a killing spree. He killed 2 women and shooting a homeless man. Just out of blue. The victim was Lauren Bullis, Bullis, a 40-year-old Department of Homeland Security employee. This is rich. This bitch right here, one of his victims was Lauren Bullis, a 40-year-old Department of Homeland Security employee in the Office of the Inspector General. That's a long title. So, Department of Homeland Security employee, 40 years old, Lauren Bullis, was mortalized by this bitch right here. And I mean, it's a Homeland Security employee was killed by this bitch. You can't just make this up. You see, if the Department of Homeland Security actually, and all these other alphabet agencies actually did their jobs, this wouldn't be a thing. We wouldn't have all these pieces of crap in this country. Because he had a rap sheet longer than most people's patience. But yet he's still allowed to be free, and this is what they do. And more often than not, here we are, another example. He was on his way to college, right? He's on his way to college. He's on his way to work. What was it? No, these bitches. The 13%, it's not even the entire 13% of our population. It's a fraction of that 13%. Because not everyone that color causes mayhem or crime. But it's a fraction of that 13% that's causing at least 50% of the crimes here in the United States. And I'm sure it's that way over in England and Europe. Because wherever these people go, mayhem tends to follow more often than not, compared to other people. You don't see Asians in the news like this. I don't see white people in the news like this. I don't even see Latinos or Latinas in the news like this about crime. But I see it from this all the time. Doesn't matter what country he was from. All right? So here we are. The Department of Homeland Security employee was brutally shot and stabbed to death while simply walking her dog. A Department of Homeland Security was shot by a fucking groid from another country, England, that was naturalized here, that had a rap sheet longer than most people's patience. And I venture to say, I would assume that his parents were also came from, obviously they're not indigenous to England. Groids came from Africa and had an anchor baby, him, and then this is what happens. All right. Abel also shot and killed another woman outside a Checkers restaurant and opened fire on a homeless man outside a Kroger in Brookhaven. This is Georgia. He now faces 2 counts of murder, aggravated assault, and weapons charges. Let's take a look at the video, shall we? Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, there's a lot more to this, but we'll watch the video. Let's watch the video. Make it a little shorter. Give you a little visual.
Who was known around the victim in this case was a woman who was known around the neighborhood for walking her dog. Now, neighbors who live along Battle Forest Drive tell us that they heard multiple gunshots between 6:30 and 7 o'clock this morning. And people we spoke with say they are in disbelief, saying that the woman was always friendly and would wave at them. Earlier today, we saw multiple police cruisers at the scene where the victim's body was found, and later on down the street, officers down the street talking to neighbors. We just spoke with a neighbor who lives across the street from where the shooting happened, and here's what she says she saw.
I looked across the street. It was a lady laying.
This is what happens, Department of Homeland Security, former employee who was shot. This is what happens when the homeland isn't secure and you let riffraff in.
And down and a man over her, so I'm running, and my daughter's like, no. I get back because we heard shooting, but my instinct was to try to do what I could do to help her. And so after that, we kind of look at each other. He took off going up the street.
Which was naturalized by the Biden administration in 2022. He possesses a prior criminal record that includes convictions for sexual battery against a police officer, obstruction, and assault with a deadly weapon, vandalism. These acts of pure evil have devastated our department. The department, what is the department doing to not allow these bitches in our country? How come the Department of Homeland Security, you're supposed to be making the homeland secure? Are you not? You're not doing a very good job at it, are you? The hens come home to roost, and one of your own was mortalized by that POS. Why was this idiot ever made a citizen? He already had convictions for sexual battery. I went over all that. Let's see here. It's saying enough. It's time to ban UK immigration until the UK stops exporting its criminals and radicals and starts taking them back. No more automatic citizenship pipelines for people with violent records. No more British national excuses. It's not just the Brits. We need to stop all this shit coming in from all over the world. But under Beijing Biden, this shit was let in. Our country's being flooded with this garbage. All these countries opening up their prisons, their insane asylums, and letting the shit into our country. And this is what you get. This is what you get. Even Muslims at the border still coming in, trickling in, not big time, but it mentions this in the article. I'm not going to go over all that, but I just want to show you what's going on in a glimpse. We need to deport all these anti-American, all these non-assimilators, and if you sympathize with these criminals, if you sympathize with all these invaders, and you think that these invaders belong here, or even pieces of crap like this that were naturalized here, that don't belong here, then you need to be deported too. Let's deport all these bitches, all right? All these cancers of society, the fuck out of here, and truly make our countries great again. Get a load of this. Get a load. They sealed the strait not for oil, not for war, for what is hidden beneath the water. The gold reserves they moved in 2011, the servers they sank in 2019, the encrypted ledgers that hold every transaction the cabal ever made. The blockade is not keeping ships out, it's keeping the evidence in. April 19th, the retrieval begins. You were told to watch the water. Now you know why. Operation Choke Point, Golden Retrieval, QFS-Genesis. What are you talking about, Will? Get the fuck out of here. What is this? This one's a doozy. Bet you didn't hear about this. Get ready for summer weekend car bans. I didn't say carbon, although it's more likely related to it, your footprint. Car bans in Seattle. Seattle's just a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? This is your city, says the mayor. Oh yeah, Seattle residents and visitors alike will soon get even more time to bike, walk, and roll on Lake Washington Boulevard as Mayor Katie Wilson announces the expansion of bicycle weekends. During the periodic closures, no cars will be able to drive along the major lake roadway. Instead, pedestrian-focused transportation is encouraged. Sounds like to me they're trying to train you a la 15-minute city style, bicycles and walking. This is not normal. If you want to drive on a road, you should be able to drive on the road. If you want to bicycle on it, then bicycle. If you want to walk on a sidewalk, then walk on the fucking sidewalk. But apparently they're shutting it down. Cars are banned on the road starting this summer in Seattle. Libtarded, Summer of Love, Antifa, Chaz Zone, taking over police precincts. Of course, that was allowed. Seattle roast. You're getting roasted over there with communism. The 2026 expansion takes a scamdemic invention to new heights following years of success and positive feedback from Western Washington residents. What they're saying, Seattle summers are beautiful and everyone should be able to enjoy them, said Mayor Katie B. Wilson. Quote, we're opening Lake Washington Boulevard every weekend to make more space for people to bike, walk, roll. What does that mean, roll? You're going to roll around on the grass? What does that mean, roll? And just be outside. So you're opening the boulevard that cars are going to usually go down to for people just to walk and bicycle. She said, this is your city. Well, if it's your city, you should be able to drive down the boulevard. And apparently these idiot residents are down with this. You fucking idiots. You're being groomed. You're being trained for 15-minute cities. They want you to get acquainted with just walking and riding your bikes and rolling around, whatever that means. Roller skating, rolling in the grass, rolling around. What does that mean, rolling? Keep rolling or rolling? It looks to me they're getting you acquainted with, walking and bicycling. Because soon they want to transition you. Because you all like your transitions, don't you libtards over there in Seattle? So they want to transition you probably into a 15-minute city in your neck of the woods. This is insane. The mayor, the libtarded mayor, Katie, says this is your city and it should be easy to get out and enjoy your sunny days. It wasn't easy before. What do you mean it makes it easier? You're saying cars are not allowed to travel on the road they usually travel on, right? People couldn't ride a bike on this road before? What does that mean? You couldn't go for a walk on this road? I mean, I don't see any sidewalks on it, but this road apparently then, if it has no sidewalk, wasn't meant for people to walk on. But you're taking the road away from the cars, and you're saying, hey guys, get out here and walk and ride your bikes. 15-minute city style, right? Listen to this. When will the road be closed to cars? Phasing out cars. Look at this. Any way they can. During the summer months, the road will be closed to motorized vehicles every weekend from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Additionally, there will be extended closures around certain summer holidays. The move will make for 3-day weekends with no cars on the popular stretch of road. In previous years, the bike days were just on Sundays in the summer, with some weekends seeing both Saturday and Sunday closures up to 2025. Looks like this all shit started during the scamdemic, because this is their plan, to phase you out of cars and have you walking and keep rolling, whatever that means, and riding a bicycle. Bicycle, bicycle, I want to ride my bicycle. Oh yeah, they want you to ride your bicycle because they don't want you in a fucking car as they price you out of gas, right? As they try to push you to electric cars if you're going to do anything, because they can shut that shit off easy. But I guess this is the stretch where it is. So, Seattle, congratulations. Another dumb shit move yet again. But you get what you deserve. Don't get triggered. I'm about to say, bitch, you. And you also get what you vote for. So, have at it. They're phasing you out of your cars. Seriously, a bulk of the summer. No facking. Driving on it on the weekends. Oh, pretty soon that's gonna be a year. This is gonna be around the clock. They're gonna have you zoned out of a lot of places. It starts over there in the libtard areas like Seattle, like California, right? Known to cause cancer in the state of California. And then all of a sudden it's like, whatever they do over in California, there's a testing ground. That's what they're doing over here in Seattle, in my opinion. I mean, it is after all a libtard communist area, so it stands to reason that they're trying to phase you out of your cars. But you know what? Big thumbs up to you, libtards. You get what you deserve. So I ain't gonna lose sleep over it. But this shit better not be spreading over here. And don't you dare come over here with your libtarded ways, bringing your stupid shit and stupid ideas over here either, your communist ways. All right? Because that rock won't roll around here. Stay where you are, you libtarded assholes.